I'm Peter Canellos, editorial page editor of The Globe. It's now been a year since Ted Kennedy's death, and I really believe that both here in Massachusetts, but especially across the nation, people have missed Senator Kennedy's leadership. I think they've missed it in two ways. One is he was a great defender of liberal principles, and there's been a lack of that right now in Washington. You think of something like the stimulus bill, Ted Kennedy would be out there saying, this is a bill that put money in the pockets of all Americans. It was a bill that ensured that firefighters and teachers weren't laid off. It was a bill that took great steps towards a clean energy future. You can imagine his voice thundering in defense of that. But I also think they've missed Senator Kennedy as a deal maker, as somebody who can really bring people together in Washington. So it's been a sad year for the Democrats without him. He really knew his colleagues very well. What would happen is new senators would come in, even very conservative senators from the West, and they would be kind of awed by the Camelot mystique of Senator Kennedy, and they'd also be very touched by the fact that he was tremendously friendly and gregarious, and he would reach out to them. And he'd really get to know his colleagues incredibly well, better than any other senator. And so he would know, even with the most conservative Republican, where were areas of common ground, how they could work together to achieve something. And he really drew on those skills significantly to get, even during when Republicans were in control of the Senate, he got some of his own cherished legislation through, and that's a very valuable skill. I think the president has missed Senator Kennedy a great deal. For one thing, he respected Kennedy enough that Kennedy could have, read Obama the Riot Act at times when Obama was a little too cool or too detached or wasn't standing up for things himself. More importantly, I think there's a little bit of distrust between the Democrats in Congress and the president, and especially some of the president's aides. Kennedy would have been a bridge in that. He would have been able to tell senators and congressmen, look, this is the president's way. He's going to stay removed from this. He's going to let us figure it out. That's kind of what you want. Don't get on his back. Likewise, he'll tell the White House, look, I know this takes a long time. There's a lot of sausage making that goes into legislation, but we'll come out with a good bill in the end. And I think it would have had a great calming effect on everyone.